In my last video, I give introduction about the chapter 9 of Standard 8 SS, the freedom movement of 1857. Okay. In introduction, I explained. Okay, I said about why the people they revolted against the Britishers. Okay. So today I am in this lecture, in the second lecture of this chapter, I am going to explain about the reasons, factors responsible for the revolt of 1857 and immediate reason, as well as some information regarding to Mangal Pandey. Okay, Standard 8 SS chapter 9 lecture 2. Okay, now in my introductory video, I said which were the how the Britishers came, for what purpose they came. Slowly, they started to rule over India, and which policies they used in order to take the wealth of people, means our country. Okay. Now today I am explaining about the some reasons, responsible reasons for the revolt. Okay, which were them? Number one was social and religious reason. Okay, because of the social and religious reason, my dear student, at that time we know in India we follow Hinduism, and at that time there were some evil customs were going on. Okay, sati pratha, dudh piti, okay, child marriage, widow a widow cannot go for remarriage. Okay, so like many things were there, and after when Britishers came, they started to give certain changes in the society. You know, the Britishers they banned the practice of sati. Okay, so like that they have started certain reforms, and because of that some orthodox people they were against these reforms, and that's why they raised their voice against the Britishers, and they took part in revolt. Okay, so we can say about the reforms. Okay, some reforms were made by the Britishers. Some reforms were made by the Britishers, and at that time, the people, the Orthodox people, okay, the narrow-minded people, they were not ready to accept. Narrow-minded people, they were not ready to accept this kind of reforms, and that's why they revolted against the Britishers. One more reason was that some people they believe that the Britishers they are converting people, Christian Hinduism to Christianity. Okay, so it was another one reason, converting. Okay, converting from Hinduism to Christianity, because Britishers they were Christian. So what they thought, they are changing, they are destroying their religion. Okay, they are converting Hindu people into Christianity. So because of these reasons, okay, reforms and the changing religion, the people they revolted, they took part in the revolt of 1857. Okay, second one is economic economic reason. When we say about economic reason, my dear student, we know in chapter 4 I said, okay, they put too many taxes. They put too many taxes on people. After 1764, after the battle of Buxar, they started to collect revenue. Okay, and my dear student, they were collecting too much wealth from India. They were forcing to pay the revenue, and as a result, the economic condition of the people became it gone. Okay, people became more and more poor. Even handicraft and cottage industry totally collapsed. Okay, so the economical condition became poor. Okay, because of the too much taxes. Okay, I also explained about the Permanent Settlement Act. Okay, that you know. Okay, so because of that, the economic reasons, because of the economic reason, the condition, the economic condition of the people gone down. They became more and more poor, and as a result, they took part in revolt. One more thing is political reason. My dear student, when subsidiary alliance policy was introduced, okay, subsidiary alliance policy, when it was introduced, the Britishers, they were interfering in the matter of the kingdom, okay. And as a result, what happened? The kings, they became lazy. And here, my dear student, by interfering in the matter, they were Britishers, they were always thinking about their happiness, their pleasure, okay. As a result, what happened? The people, that some kings, they went against the Britishers and they joined. We have example also, Rani Lakshmi Bai, okay. Rani Lakshmi Bai, Bahadur Shah Zafar, and many are there. Okay, because their kingdoms were snatched away. Okay, their kingdoms were snatched away, taken away by the Britishers. So as a result, they took part. They took part in the revolt. One more thing is military reason. My dear student, when we consider about military reason, here I would like to say that at that time, the ratio of the soldiers in the British Army was 6:1. It means when one Britisher is there, there are 6 Indian soldiers. Okay, means that at that time the Britishers, they were getting, if any Britisher join the army, he is directly appointed on a higher post, while if any Indian person joins the army, he always remains at the low post. Got it? Second thing, at that time, the Britishers, they were getting, the British army, they were getting 150 rupees per month as a salary. 150 rupees per month salary, but the Indian soldiers, they were getting only 7 rupees. So we can say here a vast difference. Okay, so people at military time, okay, when we consider about the military reason, main thing is Indian soldiers, they were getting less salary, while the British army, they were getting more salary. So when we can say how, what is the difference, okay. Second thing, Indian soldiers, they have to work much, while British army, they have to work less, okay. Ratio is C. When 6 Indian soldiers are there, only one British is there, okay. And second thing, the British army, if any Britishers can be appointed, he is directly appointed on high post, not at a lower post, while Indian soldiers always remain at the lower post. Got it? Second thing, my dear student, when at that time, according to the Hinduism, a person cannot cross the sea. It means if any person is sent abroad, it means that person can be kept out of the caste. Okay, cannot be considered as a, it is a one kind of a sin. At that time, it was one kind of a sin that no one can pass the sea. No one can go to abroad. But at that time, the Britishers, they were taking some Indian soldiers to Africa and some other places. Okay, so there was a dissatisfaction. When we consider about the military. And main thing is this one about the salary. Got it? So because of this reason, social and religious reason, economic reason, political reason, and military reason, the people revolted against the Britishers. Got it? Here, remember only two things. For social and religious reason, remember the reforms made by the Britishers. The reforms made by the Britishers were, where at that time the Orthodox people, they were not ready to accept. Okay, they thought that they are going to ruin their Indian culture, their religion. That's why they were not ready to join. They were not ready to accept, and that's why they joined the revolt. Second one is about the converting Hindu people from Hinduism to Christianity. So these were the two main things. Okay, we have to remember when we consider about the social, the reforms, and religious, about the converting people from Hinduism to Christianity. Second thing, economic condition, because of the taxes and tough competition of Indian goods and foreign goods. Foreign goods were cheaper and Indian goods were very costly. So the Indian industry, cottage and handicraft industry, they could not stand against the British industries. Okay, as a result, the economic condition of the people gone down. They became more and more poor. Third one, when we consider about political reasons, we know many kingdoms were snatched away by the Britishers, the company. Okay, Jhansi and some other. So Rani Lakshmibai and some other kings and the queen, they joined the revolt to take their kingdoms back. To take their kingdoms back. When we consider about the military reason, we know about the ratio, okay, and about their salary, okay. So we have to remember at 2 points for this. So it becomes the one answer why the Indian people join revolt. Which are the main reason factors responsible for the revolt of 1857? Got it? At that time, now people were not happy with the policies of Britishers. As a result, they wanted to start revolt. They wanted to start revolt, and because of that, they have fixed one date. It was 31st May. But one thing happened in Barakpur camp. What happened? One of the soldier, okay, and at that time new rifle was introduced. Rifle was introduced. The name of the rifle was Enfield rifle. What was that? Enfield rifle. My dear student, at what was the thing about Enfield rifle? The cartridge, the bullet cartridge was opened. It should be opened by mouth, and on that cartridge, a cap was there, which was made of the fat of cow and pig. Fat of cow and pig. Okay, in Enfield rifle, one cartridge was used, and on that bullet, one cap was there. And if they want to remove the cap, without removing cap, we cannot load the bullet inside. So they have to remove the cap, and this the cap was made of fat of cow and pig. So what happened? The Hindu people, they consider cow as a holy animal, and the Muslims, they consider pig as an unholy. And my dear student, they say it is against their religion. Okay, so they did not want to open. They did not want to touch this rifle. Why? Because the cap of the cartridge, that bullet, was taken off by the mouth. Okay, and the cap was made of fat of cow and pig. Cow is the holy animal for the Hindus, while pig is a unholy animal. So they did not want to use that, and because of that, the Indian soldiers, they refused to for the use of this thing. Okay, and at that time, Mangal Pandey, a person named Mangal Pandey, he opposed, and because of that, okay, the army person Hussein, he ordered to catch him, but instead of that, Mangal Pandey himself shot him, and he was taken to the hospital. The Britishers wanted to make Mangal Pandey alive. Why? Because they wanted to know about the revolt. Okay. At last, on 6th April, he was put in a court. He was brought into court on 6th April, and at last on 8th April, he was sentenced to death early morning at 5:30 a.m. Okay. Mangal Pandey was from Brahman family. When he joined the army, he was 26 years old something. Okay, but he did not use. He refused. He refused for the use of cartridge. And at last, on 8th April, early morning 5:30 a.m., he was hanged એને ફાંસી આપવામાં આવી હતી. Okay. When he shot himself, the Britishers wanted Mangal Pandey alive. Why? Because they wanted to know, they wanted to get some information about the revolt. But Mangal Pandey did not reveal even a single thing about the revolt. Okay. And at last, after 6th April, he was taken to the court. He was taken to the court, and there he was sentenced to death, means the hanged till death. And on next day, means the 8th, okay, after 2 days, on 8th April early morning, he was hanged. He died. Next time we will learn more about some other leaders.